The Price of Becoming Extraordinary by Jim Rohn. Have you ever noticed that the world rewards people differently, even when they begin in the same place? Two people can grow up in the same neighborhood, attend the same schools, face the same challenges, and yet, 20 years later, their lives look completely different. One lives with confidence, freedom, and purpose. The other spends every day wondering why life never changed. The difference is rarely intelligence, it is rarely talent, and it is almost never luck. The difference is found in the invisible choices that nobody celebrates. Every remarkable life is built long before anyone notices it. People love to admire success, but they rarely admire preparation. They applaud the victory, but ignore the thousands of ordinary moments that created it. They see the finished building, but never think about the years spent laying the foundation on the ground. Your future is being built right now, whether you realize it or not. Every conversation you have, every book you choose to read, every promise you keep, every excuse you accept, each one becomes another brick in the house you will eventually live in. Most people wait for motivation before they begin. Successful people begin before they feel motivated. That single difference changes everything. Action creates emotion, far more often than emotion creates action. Waiting until you feel inspired is like waiting for the wind before raising the sail. The people who move forward are the ones who prepare first. They trust that momentum will arrive after movement begins. Think about the strongest tree in a forest. It did not become strong during calm weather. It became strong because it survived storms. Every difficult season forced its roots deeper into the ground. Your challenges are doing exactly the same thing. The obstacle standing in front of you today may be developing a strength that you will depend on years from now. That is why successful people stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, they ask, "What is this preparing me for?" That simple question transforms frustration into growth. Life has an unusual way of testing commitment. It rarely asks if you want success. It asks whether you are willing to become the kind of person who deserves it. There is an important difference. Everyone wants the reward. Very few want the transformation. But the reward always follows the transformation, not the other way around. You cannot become extraordinary by protecting yourself from discomfort. Growth requires stretching beyond what feels familiar. Every new level of your life demands a new version of yourself. The habits that brought you here may not be enough to take you where you dream of going. That is not failure. That is progress. Because every stage of life asks a different question. Can you learn? Can you adapt? Can you improve? Can you continue even when nobody is watching? That last question may be the most important of all. Character is revealed in private, long before it is rewarded in public. The world eventually sees what you repeatedly practice in silence. And that is why today matters so much. Not because today is dramatic, but because today becomes tomorrow's memory and tomorrow's results. There is a quiet truth that many people spend years trying to avoid. Your habits are making decisions long before your mind does. You may believe you're choosing your future every morning, but in reality, your routines have already made many of those choices for you. If your mornings begin with distraction, your day often follows the same path. If your mornings begin with intention, your opportunities become easier to recognize. Success is rarely one giant decision. It is hundreds of small decisions that eventually become impossible to ignore. Imagine placing a single drop of water onto a stone. Nothing seems to happen. Place another drop, still nothing. Continue for weeks, months, even years, and eventually, that same water begins to shape the stone itself. Consistency has a power that dramatic effort can never replace. Many people work incredibly hard for a week. Few people work consistently for a year. The winners are usually not the people who sprint the fastest. They are the ones who refuse to stop walking. That is why patience is one of the greatest forms of strength. Patience is not waiting while doing nothing. Patience is continuing to do the right things even when the results remain invisible. Every meaningful achievement has an invisible season. The farmer understands this better than anyone. The day he plants the seed is not the day he expects the harvest. He waters the field. He protects it. He trusts the process. Because he knows something important. Growth happens on the ground before it becomes visible above the surface. Your life works the same way. The discipline you're building today may not produce visible rewards next week. The knowledge you're gaining may not create opportunities this month. The skills you're practicing may seem unnoticed, but nothing valuable is ever wasted. Everything compounds. Confidence compounds. Knowledge compounds. Relationships compound. Integrity compounds. And unfortunately, so do excuses. Every excuse you repeat becomes easier to believe. Eventually, what began as a temporary reason becomes a permanent identity. I've always been this way. I'm just not disciplined. I'm not lucky enough. I'm too late. These are not facts. They are stories. And the stories you tell yourself quietly become the limits you live inside. The remarkable thing is this. The moment you change your story, your actions begin to change as well. Instead of saying, I have to work hard, say, I'm becoming someone who honors my commitments. Instead of saying, I hope I succeed, say, I improve every single day, regardless of yesterday. Language matters because identity drives behavior. People don't consistently act against who they believe they are. If you believe you're unreliable, you'll find reasons to quit. If you believe you're becoming dependable, you'll naturally keep more promises to yourself and to others. Every promise you keep to yourself builds self-respect. Every promise you break weakens it. Self-confidence is not something you buy. It is something you earn. One kept promise at a time. One disciplined morning. One difficult decision. One honest conversation. One extra hour of learning when no one is watching. These moments seem insignificant, but they quietly shape the person you become. And one day, people will call your success overnight. They won't see the months of uncertainty. The mornings when progress felt invisible. The evenings when quitting seemed easier than continuing. They'll only see the result, but you'll know the truth. Extraordinary lives are never built in extraordinary moments alone. They are built through ordinary moments, handled with extraordinary commitment. There comes a moment in every meaningful journey when excitement disappears. The goals remain. The dream still matters, but the emotion that carried you in the beginning quietly fades away. This is the moment that separates dreamers from builders. Anyone can move forward when the path feels exciting. Very few continue when the work becomes ordinary. Yet greatness is almost always hidden inside ordinary days. It is found in showing up when no one is applauding. It is found in studying after a long day. It is found in practicing when improvement feels slow. It is found in choosing discipline over comfort again and again. The world often celebrates talent, but talent without discipline eventually reaches a limit. Discipline keeps growing long after natural ability has stopped. Think about the people you admire most. Their greatest strength was rarely that life was easy. It was that they refused to let difficult seasons define their future. Every setback became a lesson. Every failure became feedback. Every disappointment became another reason to improve. Failure is a strange teacher. It asks for your attention before it offers its wisdom. Most people run from failure because they believe it defines them. But failure doesn't define your future. Your response to it does. A closed door may redirect you toward a better opportunity. A mistake may teach you a lesson that success never could. A season of waiting may build the patience you'll need to handle greater responsibility later. Sometimes, life delays your progress, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Preparation is often disguised as frustration. Growth is often disguised as inconvenience. And wisdom is often born in moments you would never choose for yourself. So don't measure your progress only by what you've achieved. Measure it by who you're becoming. Are you more patient than you were a year ago? More disciplined? More honest? More dependable? More willing to learn? Those are victories no one can take away from you. Because success is not only about reaching a destination. It is about becoming someone capable of creating success again and again. Your character is the one investment that never loses value. Money can disappear, titles can change, businesses can fail, but a character travels with you into every opportunity. People may trust your skills. They remain loyal because of your character. Never underestimate the power of keeping your word. In a world where many people chase quick results, reliability becomes a rare advantage. Remember this. Your future is not created in one dramatic moment. It is shaped by the quiet decisions you repeat every single day. Each disciplined choice becomes another vote for the person you're determined to become. One day, those votes become your identity, and your identity becomes your destiny.